Hi and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning to my name Rosita and my classmate. Today, my group will present our group project about factor influencing student academic performance using machine learning technique. This is our group member. The first one we have Amsha Ifan bin Rosnizam and followed up by Musa bin Faisal. Next we have Hari Ifan bin Hasnim and followed up by Wan Ahmad Fawaz bin Rafiul Zaman, and the last one we have Muhammad Rashidul bin Samsul. Before we start, let's watch this video. Nowadays, technology is becoming increasingly important in education. Schools and universities collect a lot of student data every day, such as attendance, record rooms, and exam result, family background, and study habit. However, most of this data is not fully analyzed. As a result, school may miss valuable information that could be help improve student performance. By using these machine learning techniques, we can analyze large amount of data and discover useful patterns that are difficult to identify using traditional methods. Okay, now let's move to the problem statement. In another challenge is identifying students who may struggle academically before serious problem occur. In many cases, teacher only notice the problem after students have already achieved poor result. Therefore, educational institutions need a better way to analyze student data and predict academic performance earlier. Okay, next slide we move to the research objective. The first objective is to identify factors influencing student academic performance. This means we want to determine what factors affect student final grades. For example, we want to know whether study habits, attendance, family support, or educational background influence academic success. The second objective is to determine the most significant attributes affecting student outcome. This objective focus on finding the factor that have the strongest influence on student performance. Knowing these factors can help students focus more on the areas that matter most. The third objective is to classify student performance using machine learning algorithms. Okay, this means grouping students into categories based on their performance. For example, we can identify high performance from student, average student, and student who may need extra support. The fourth objective is to discover patterns and relationship among student attributes. By achieving this objective, educator can make better decision and provide support to student more effectively.
Now I will present the literature review. Before conducting this study, we reviewed previous research related to education data mining or EDM. Educational data mining combines machine learning, data mining, statistics, and educational research to analyze educational data and improve decision making. Previous studies found that academic performance is influenced by many factors, including previous grade, study time, attendance, parental education, and family support. Researchers also found that machine learning can help identify students who are at risk of poor academic performance before serious problems occur. This is important because early identification allows schools to provide support and intervention at the right time. Next is methodology. For this study, we use the student performance dataset from the UCI Machine Learning Repository. The dataset contains 649 student records and 33 attributes. These attributes include information such as gender, age, family background, study habits, attendance, and academic grades. The final grade, known as G3, was selected as the target variable because it represents the student's overall academic performance. To perform the analysis, we use Weka software. Weka was chosen because it provides several machine learning tools that are easy to use and suitable for educational data analysis. The main techniques used in this study were data processing, feature selection, association rule, mining, clustering, and trend analysis. Each technique plays a different role in helping us understand student performance more clearly.
So next is dataset description and data processing. The student performance dataset contain information from 649 students and 33 attributes. So some examples of the attribute is age, gender, family size, parents, education level, study time, absence, internet access, family support, and final grades. Basically, the target variable in this study is G3, which represents the student final grade. Next is data processing. In this slide, as you can see, before the analysis, the dataset was imported into Weka and converted into ARF format. This pre-processing stage is important because machine learning models require clean and accurate data. During this stage, we check the dataset for missing values, incorrect attribute types, and data inconsistencies. The result shows how the, the dataset was complete and did not contain significant missing values. This is important because incomplete or inaccurate data can affect the reliability of the analysis result. After pre-processing, the dataset was ready for future selection and other machine learning techniques. So that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Thank you. Now we move to feature selection result. The first analysis we performed was feature selection. The purpose of feature selection is to identify which factors have the strongest influence on student academic performance. Two feature selection methods were used. Firstly is info gain attributable and correlation attributable. The results show that the most important factors were G2 or second period grade, G1 or first period grade, failures, study time, absence, higher education, aspirations, mother's education level, and father's education level. The most important factors were G2 and G1. This means students who perform well in earlier assessments are more likely to achieve good final grades. This finding is logical because academic performance usually develops consistently throughout the year. Another important factor was study time. Students who spend more time studying generally achieve better academic results because they have more opportunities to understand and revise learning materials. Absence and previous failures also had a strong impact. Students who miss classes frequently may miss important lessons, while students with previous failures may face additional academic challenges. These are the table 2, which is attribute selection using feature selection methods, info gain attribute evaluation. Now these are a table 3, which is attribute selection using feature selection methods, correlation attribute evaluation. Now we move to association rule results. Next, we apply the a priori algorithm to discover relationships between student attributes. The strongest rule found was high study time leads to high final grade with 94% of confidence level. This means that students who spend more time studying have a very high chance of achieving good academic results. Either finding show that students who have a family support, have internet access at home, want to pursue higher education, and have low absenteeism tend to perform better academically. These findings show that academic success is influenced not only by individual effort but also by support from family and the learning environment. Thank you. I will now pass to the next presenter.
Okay, now I will explain about clustering results. The final analysis performed was clustering using the simple k-means algorithm. The purpose of clustering is to group students who have similar characteristics. 3 clusters were identified, which is first is cluster 1, which is high-performing students. Students in high cluster achieve high grades in G1, G2, and G3. They also had low absenteeism and very few previous failures. This suggests that regular attendance and consistent academic effort contribute to strong performance. Secondly is cluster 2, which is average students. Students in this group achieve moderate grades and average attendance. Although their performance is satisfactory, they still have room for improvement. With a proper guidance and support, many students in this cluster could move into the high performing group. And last one is the cluster 3, which is at-risk students. Students in this cluster had low grade, higher absenteeism, less study time, and more previous failures. And this group requires special attention because they are more likely to face academic difficulties. Schools can use this information to provide targeted support programs and intervention. Okay, next is recommendations. Based on our findings, we recommend that educational institution must monitor student attendance regularly because absenteeism is strongly linked to poor academic performance. Second is to encourage effective study habits because students who spend more time studying are more likely to achieve higher grades. And third one is to identify at-risk students early and provide additional support before their academic performance decline further. So, and then finally, the educational institution should use machine learning tools such as Weka to help make better decisions and improve student outcomes. Okay, the last one is conclusion. The study successfully used Weka and machine learning techniques to identify factors influencing student academic performance. The findings showed that previous grade, study time, absenteeism, family support, internet access, and parents' education levels play important roles in determining the student success. In addition, the clustering analysis also helped classify students into different performance groups, allowing the educators to provide more targeted support. So overall, the machine learning can assist educational institutions in improving decision making and enhancing the student academic performance. So that's all from us. Thank you for listening.